my fucking God!
So, speaking of football, though, have you seen this story going around from ESPN from last weekend?
Which story?
The high school football thing.
Maybe. No, actually, I haven't.
Okay, so
Is this some dumb shit?
Brace yourself.
Okay, that's probably why I haven't heard it. I'll subject myself to that.
This is 2021, right? This is the most ridiculous story. I'm calling it. We're in September now. Happy birthday, by the way. I'll say it on the air.
Yes, it's my birthday.
It's Nick's birthday, August 31st. So technically we'll be in September probably when this episode drops. So 3 months before the end of the year, I'm calling it. There will not be a news story more ridiculous than this one. God, I hope not, at least.
Speaking of that, I want to talk about that Rachel Adams thing that happened too after this.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
sure. I don't know who that is, but I'm interested.
Maybe I'm fucking up the name. I'm sorry. I'm so bad with names.
So I'll do this first. So this is the most ridiculous, not just sports, all news stories. You've got the Afghanistan shit. COVID is back. The president is literally falling asleep in press conferences. This is the most ridiculous thing you will hear. So ESPN every year will have a couple high school football games from teams around the country, like elite teams play, right? They'll play each other and it'll be like a showcase of talent. And so there's a school in Florida called the IMG Academy. Have you heard of them?
No, I have not.
So they are loaded. This is a team. There's 4 top 100 recruits on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Or top 100 linemen on the offensive line. This is a loaded team. Right.
So they are either going to go to Oklahoma or excuse me, they're either going to go to Ohio State or fucking or Alabama.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah. I mean, the IMG Academy is basically a football player mill. You send your kids there because you want them to be a good football player. That's what they do. It's a high school. Like they don't go and learn calculus. They learn defensive schemes.
Do they really?
Shit. No, they actually go to high school.
That'd be fucking cool, man.
It's like academy school. It's almost like a military or boarding school, just centered around football for freak athletes. So they had these guys. So ESPN has this contracts out to this marketing group to find these teams to play each other. One of them was the IMG Academy, and the other was this team called Bishop Sycamore in Ohio. So I'm gonna make sure I'm pronouncing it. Bishop Sycamore is an online high school. There is no physical location. There is no classroom. There's probably like a PO box. There's no classrooms, nothing. So there is a guy who has multiple like felony warrants out for his arrest for other things. Decided to take the name Bishop Sycamore, round up a bunch of high school dropouts, former junior college players, and guys in their 30s who played like maybe at the D2 level. Found someone to print the uniforms and contacted this marketing group telling them that they were like IMG Academy except in Ohio instead of Florida, and that they were loaded with future college players, that they were an undefeated school, that they had done all this shit, that they were the top school in Ohio loaded with 5-star talent. And they provided a list to their roster and whatever. And they went out there and they were beat like 68-0.
By the Florida school?
By the Florida school. Yes.
Holy
this guy
shit,
conned
dude.
ESPN. He made up a school and made it to ESPN, the pinnacle of sports, right? He made his fake school, got on ESPN to play football. Like half.
Why does this sound like a fucking like
a
Adam
movie?
Sandler?
I know.
Adam Sandler's there like, oh, we're a real school. We're gonna play the Florida school.
The running back from IMG Academy in the first quarter had like 130 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Oh my God, dude.
There was like I watched video clips of it, and if you have YouTube TV, you can still go pull it up and watch it on ESPN. I think, unless they've taken it down by now. But so there's like the announcer at one point is reading it, and he's like, I'm looking at this list, and they told us that these players were national recruits, but we can't find any of these names in the database.
That's seriously like a line in motherfucking an Adam Sandler,
I know,
like a Will Ferrell movie. That sounds more like a Will Ferrell movie, actually.
Well, there's at one point a guy went down with like a blown out knee, and the announcer's like, "It's number 54. We don't have a name for him. He's not on the roster."
That's literally a line from a Will Ferrell movie.
It turned out the guy was like 35 years old with a wife and kids.
Oh my. That's literally a Will Ferrell movie.
I know.
Holy shit.
It's so ridiculous. And it's like, I mean, like at least Cam Newton has a team he can go play for now. But yeah, it's like, it was high school dropouts, ex-junior college guys, and guys like that hadn't played football in like 10, 15 years. And he rounded them up and made it to ESPN. Just as a con.
Except in the Will Ferrell movie, they probably win, and like the Florida school is probably a bunch of like assholes, and their coach is like a huge dickhead.
Yeah,
like,
and they'd find a way to win, and and stuff like that. But yeah, it was like I cannot wait for the 30 for 30 on ESPN.
That actually happened.
Yeah, you look up Bishop Sycamore for those of you, and like it is.
Oh, how did I not hear about that? That should have been on like national news, man. That's more than just a fucking ESPN story. Holy shit, man.
So yeah, here during the second quarter of its 58-0 drubbing by Img Academy on Sunday, Bishop Sycamore got the attention it sought. With the team down 30-0, and ESPN announcers said that they lied in order to get on television. Since then, the sports world has been desperate to discover who is Bishop Sycamore and how did they scam ESPN to airing a game.
How do the producers not just like Google the school?
So it says, I know, right?
God,
so that promotion company will almost certainly be out of business by the end of the year.
I fucking hope so.
There are websites like let's see, rivals.com, dedicated to high school athletes and recruiting. If Bishop Sycamore really had a number of Division I prospects on their team, this players would have appeared when you entered the school's name. The school's website, it takes you to a bare page with a nondescript picture of a football player.
That's literally a Will Ferrell movie. He's just like Will Ferrell sitting on the computer, like some other guy goes like coach whatever, or whatever. That's just a picture of a random football player. He's like, I know, it's so smart. Nobody will be able to see through it.
So that it says you haven't mentioned the actual school yet. That's because there might not be one. The website makes no mention of classes, teachers, or alumni, or anything you might expect from a real high school.
How can you not just like put that into Google Maps and find fucking Bishop Sycamore on fucking Google Maps?
Right. They were not listed as a charter school for 2021-2022 by Ohio Department of Education. It was listed as a non-chartered, non-tax supported school last year by the Ohio Department of Education. The school chose to be non-chartered due to truly held religious beliefs.
How does that even make sense?
Where is Bishop Sycamore located? The exact address is not known. Bishop Sycamore, which has been described as an online-only charter school, currently lists a P.O. box as its address. It says it does this to protect its students who reportedly harassed before the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's see.
You can't list a P.O. box as a physical address on shit.
Peterson claims Bishop Sycamore rented out building space prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. Prior to COVID, the design is they go into the building, they have their computers, they sit down, they do their classes. We have adults that are there to monitor what they do. That entire quote sounds extremely weird and suspicious. To make things even more weird, a player who was reportedly a member of the team went private on Twitter. That player, quarterback Jalen Knight, is listed as a student at Perry High School in Maryland on the website Huddle. He actually has an offer from Nevada. So like they had a couple actual high school players leave their team. Like,
dude, I cannot. I'm gonna say it again. This is all literally points of a Will Ferrell
it's a joke
movie.
Yeah,
there's no way this actually happened. That is so insane, dude.
They made a team hype video with like generic high school football highlights.
Oh my God, that's probably what they sent to ESPN.
So it says that the coach faces an active warrant in Ohio for failure to appear in a domestic violence case, was eventually dropped to a criminal mischief charge. warrant is issued July 2nd and remains active.
That Will Ferrell was explaining, like, she came at me with a knife. I
In
had to
addition,
defend myself.
in addition, Johnson will go to trial after defaulting on a $100,000 loan from First Merchants Bank. Johnson used that loan to operate Christians of Faith Academy. Yeah, I know.
That's the beginning of the movie right there. He's like on trial. He's like leaving for trial. He's like calling somebody, go like, I ain't showing up no stupid ass trial.
So it seems he's paying off his debt by running this fake football team.
I'm like speechless, dude.
I don't what Christians of Faith Academy is another school that he has founded that only has a football team. Like,
holy shit, man.
This is great. Like,
I don't know if we can talk about anything else after that, man. We might have to hit up Rachel Nichols. That's what I was thinking of. You heard that story about how
I'm going to end it real quick. I'll just end the story. Yeah. So what's next for Bishop Sycamore? Incredibly, they're still expected to play their next game against the school in Texas. They played last week against the team in Akron.
That's the ending of the fucking Will Ferrell movie right there, right? He gets exposed or some shit like that at the end, but he's still like, oh yeah, well, we could use this to play other talent or some shit like that. And he like, that's the fucking ending is like him like the kickoff or some shit like that.
To the next game.
Yeah, and he gets like kicked in the nuts by like the water boy or some shit, and that's the roll credits. Like
it's them just getting on a plane.
Why is this actually a movie, dude?
The coach is also wanted for like over $100,000 in hotel bills that he didn't pay to house the football team.
Dude, this shit writes itself.
It's such a joke. I can't wait. It's gonna be
writes itself.
Well, the coach is a black guy, so it'll have to be like, who do you say, like Chris Rock, maybe?
No, they'd get somebody like who's the guy that does all the Daily Report thing in SNL?
Oh, Trevor Noah.
Yeah, they would have a British guy. Not Trevor Noah, the guy that on SNL.
Keenan Reynolds.
Yeah, they get Keenan Reynolds.
Tracy Morgan. He would be good too.
Tracy
Morgan would be perfect.
To do it. That'd literally be a dick out. Or no, what's the movie company? The Happy Madison. That'd literally be a Happy Madison movie with Tracy Morgan in it.
With Tracy Morgan. I can't wait. So
I'm not paying for no hotels.
Yeah.
We got a budget to make.
So Adam Sandler or Tracy Morgan, if you're listening to this, you know what to do.
Yeah, dude, make this movie so I can laugh at it.
Maybe an executive producer.
Yeah, right. Holy shit, dude.
Anyway, Rachel Nichols, what were you saying? I mean, that